Jamie is in here with us over from Maui in studio this morning. Jamie, thanks for stopping by. Good morning.
Aloha kakayaka, everybody.
Have you slept? Have you got
much.
any sleep since then?
Not much.
What's this like for you?
It's surreal. Can't believe it's happening, but it's happening. So, can't wait.
Thanks for stopping by the Chuck and Bo Show. You said surreal. You used that word in a text with me yesterday.
Yes, surreal and unreal. Can't believe it, really.
Like, what
it's
is
happening.
Just because it's the dream, and you hope for this, and you plan for this, and you work for this, and
Yep, my sons are living part of their dream out, and we are participating with them. So, I believe somebody shared a picture with you this morning.
Yes, yeah. I was just going to bring that up. Brandon Long shared this picture.
On June 15th in 2019, I took them to watch a baseball game at the College World
Yeah,
Series.
they're little boys right there.
So,
Yeah.
Arkansas was there in 2019.
Yeah. we know.
Did you ever think of it that way? Like maybe Arkansas one day?
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, as a dad, it was my desperate attempt to help them chase their dreams. So,
Well, I was going to ask you, when you were there, did you say, hey, we're going to be back here someday? Or was there any conversation like that?
not at all. Not at all. It's just something I thought I needed to do with them. You know, it's like a bucket list thing. As a dad, when I was a kid, I wished I could go watch a College World Series. And at the time, I think it was at Rosenblatt when I grew up, their age at that time.
When you say help them chase their dreams, like you played college baseball, and that, from what you're saying, you didn't get to experience that, and then they were exposed to baseball at a young age, but when you say help them chase their dreams, and we've told the story before, but it's not like you had unlimited resources. They're playing on these big travel teams and showcases and getting all this exposure. But when you say helping them chase their dreams, what does that mean? What did that look like?
It looks like and smells like and hears like everything you hear, smell, and see at the actual event. That's what it is. My parents couldn't afford to, let alone send me to college. So for me growing up, I had to earn it. So I know what that pressure feels like. Because if I didn't get a full ride scholarship somewhere, I wouldn't be able to go to college. And then that would basically take me down another path. And so be it. So for me as a dad, I wanted to make sure that my kids, when they grow up, they can actually hear it, smell it, feel it, and all those things.
Wow.
So
that exposure.
Well,
Yeah.
Man, it becomes
I think it's part of that process where, especially being strategically or geographically like offset, so to speak, like living in Hawaii, we're not privy to like watching a professional game, let alone even a college game, not on our island, not on Maui. So either way, we would have to travel, so I figure why not take them to the College World Series. So we did.
And just to follow up, that must have been a stretch, like financially, to be
yeah.
like that's just no easy.
Yeah. Well, my wife didn't like it at first.
That's a
And
trip.
thought that we were crazy, but I mean, we look back at it now, and then we're believing, basically, and that's part of the conversation we have with our sons. Like, they have to believe what they're doing, and as parents, we have to help them believe, and then they'll achieve eventually. So that's what's happening. They believed it. They're still believing, and they're achieving.
there was a lot of hearing and smelling and feeling this past weekend for your kids. What did you think when Wehiwa had that trophy and he takes off through the stands and all of a sudden the moment we all remember transpired?
I think that's a cultural thing. Our culture, we grew up always wanting to give back to people that give to us. So I wasn't surprised when he took the trophy and went into the stands, and he wanted to, give back to the people that gave to him. So he understand, it's only his second year, but he understands. He's been embraced by the people and the culture here. It's similar to the culture in Hawaii. The people are very welcoming. So are the people in Hawaii, and that's why they feel so comfortable here, because they're being embraced by the community. So that's their way of, giving back and, as we say, kokuing them.
I think people maybe on the team
Right.
were surprised because Wehiwa isn't as vocal as maybe some other guys. Not that he doesn't lead and not that he's not up front, but for him to take, nobody knew that was happening. That's going to be one of the most iconic moments in Razorback baseball history forever. It's never happened before. It might turn into some sort of tradition.
It might.
But that's never happened quite like that. There's been victory laps on the field, and you go wave at all the fans. But that just moment of instinct and doing that is something that anybody that was there will never forget, and it will live on in pictures and video forever.
Yeah, he don't say much, but I believe his actions speak louder than words. So that's just the type of personality he has. So
I'm interested in the baseball because you know the game. I mean, you play the game. Tell us about their development as players, how you went about that, being a dad, obviously, but also understanding that if you're going to do that, it's not, you got to, be good enough to do it. How did you manage all that?
it helped that I played baseball for a while.
Yeah. You know the game.
Yeah, I know the game.
So, I mean, you knew where they had to get to.
Even though I was speaking a different language when they were younger growing up, now we speak the same language.
Right.
So, and the game teaches you a lot about life. And for my wife and I, that's the bigger picture of it. Teaching them about life, because they're at the end of the day, they're people. I've said that before. So, being a good person, for us is for the rest of their lives. Baseball can end today, but they'll still be good people. And I think it's just translation, that they understand the dynamic of how things should be. And when they play baseball, they're just trying to be the best baseball player they can be at that time.
Mm-hmm.
Jamie Aloy's with us, the father of Kuhio and Wehiwa, both first team All SEC. Wehiwa Player of the Year in the SEC, now up for the Golden Spikes Award, the best player in all of college baseball. When you hear me say these things, I see a slight grin.
I can't believe it. The best college baseball player in all of the lands. Man, it's a real like tear-jerking, to actually think about the things that we were just talking about and to where we are right now. Yeah, it's unreal.
I was going to say, and I also notice how you are with the other guys. And I see the pictures, and there's not just you and your sons. It's like you have additional sons that are taking photos with you, metaphorically.
Oh, yeah.
And I just, for them to have this kind of year and be on this kind of team is another dynamic, because sometimes you can be great and have a great season and be a player of the year and not be on a team like this. What's the feel of just where this team is, having gone 5-0 so far in the postseason?
Well, it's good vibes, basically. I know a lot of the boys go through the boys' apartment. They hang out there sometimes, and I think just by being around the boys and that good vibe energy, I mean, it's created a good culture, with the team. And, if you play sports, you know how important culture is. And sometimes good teams don't have the culture, so I think that's going to take them a long way. I mean, obviously it has. So, it's good culture. Like, we've been here for the past couple of days. We've been having some of the boys over for dinner. It's awesome.
I wonder about later in the week as you make the trip. and you think about 2019 and all this, what do you think it's going to be like when the game starts for you? Do you think about things like that when the game begins, or are you just focused on the game itself?
I try not to think about anything during the game but the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I start thinking about all these different things, then I'm not present. And I talk to my sons about, even my daughter too, about being present, because whatever happened in the past, and you got no control over the future, and you got to be where your feet are. So I have to make sure I am where my feet are as well, as much as I tell them like that.
We're talking with Jamie Aloy, father of Kuhio and Wehiwa. Can you stick around for one more segment?
Yeah,
We got a few more things to get into, including how far these guys can hit a golf ball. that people just can't believe. I guess they were talking about it on the telecast over the weekend. Chuck and Bo show at 7:45. Back in a minute. Good morning. What a treat it is to have Jamie Aloy, father of Kuhio and Wehiwa, in studio with us. The story of the journey is just so fun to hear about and so fun to watch and kind of be along for the ride. One of the fun things that's been brought up, and I've seen videos you've shown me, I guess Kuhio, Chuck, got kicked out of Topgolf back when he was at BYU.
It's too good.
Because he was hitting it over the fence.
He's too good.
With that crappy
That's
club
never happened to me.
And those crappy golf balls. What is it with the strength and the hand-eye? And you were showing me videos back home in Hawaii. These guys, can they hit a golf ball 400 yards?
Yes, they can.
Every time, though?
I've witnessed it. I mean, maybe not every time, like consistently,
it's
but they hit the
unbelievable.
golf ball straight and they hit the golf ball far.
Wow, that's incredible.
So yeah, we've been asked to leave certain golf clubs because, it's dangerous.
I was talking to the club pro at Fayetteville Country Club yesterday, and I said, when the season's over, we need to bring Kuhio out here, and we need to put him on the driving range. And he needs to hit it as far as he can hit it, and we're going to see what hole it lands on the actual course. And then you just mark it for people when they go by to say, yeah, this is where Kuhio hit it off the driving range.
I mean, you're not going to claim that and not be able to do it. So they've been to,
That's
the golf
awesome.
simulators, and they've been around enough golf courses to know that, because everything's measured. So
Yeah.
When did you know they were special athletically?
probably when they're born.
Yeah, okay. All right. You just gotta have that feeling, huh?
Probably before they were born.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
All they needed was opportunity.
For them, what this journey's great. It's amazing, but there's also this pressure that I'm sure that any athletes put on themselves, and then the expectations, and we've seen this whole lineup this year, go through little spurts where it's great and then maybe not as great. One of the things to me that makes this team so fun is not everybody has to be on every night to have to win, to be really good. What is it like for them? Just kind of going through the ups and downs of baseball, and you playing a role in there as a dad.
Well, it's like life. Life is up and down, right? So you got to learn how to embrace, your faults, your failures. And I think when you learn how to embrace those things, you learn how to live life. So it's something hard to learn, because most kids, I believe these days, they don't know how to embrace failure. And I think that parents have a hard time, watching their kids fail. So for me, how I understand it, if you can kind of help your child through the failures in life from when they were young, when they get older, it can be like an energy for them. Like when I was growing up, I fed off of failure. Like it was, I like the challenge, knowing that I gonna fail like 9 out of 10 times. So if I fail, even if I failed one more time, 10 out of 10, I'll make sure it'll be 9 out of 10 the next time, then 8 out of 10, then 7, 6, and then to 0.
Yeah,
And that's how my children, my sons are. That's their,
you can see it.
yeah, they embrace it. So we don't talk about it because they know, and I don't want to put any more pressure on them than there already is.
Jamie, thanks so much for coming by.
Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
guys.
We're looking
Thanks for
forward to
having me.
watching
Have a
you
great
guys
trip.
in Omaha.
Have
Yeah.
a great trip. Hope you have
Mahalo.
fun. Yeah.
Hello, everybody.